Hey there, House here. For the first time in a decade, we had a Tuesday night game as our Week 5 finale, and with that, there will be no Thursday night game this week for the first time since 2006. Last week, we didn't have a bad week. I went 10-4, which gives me a 71% win percentage with some decimals added on. My overall record is 52-24-1, which gives me a 67% win percentage plus some decimal points. So with that, here are my Week 6 predictions. We have the Falcons versus the Vikings. I'm going to take the Vikings in this one. Bears versus the Panthers. Taking the Panthers. Bridgewater's been playing well with the absence of McCaffrey. They've been finding ways to win. Bengals versus the Colts. Taking the Colts. Browns versus the Steelers. Taking the Steelers in what I believe to be a surprisingly pretty good game. Based on earlier in the year, nobody really thought that the Browns would amount to much like they do every year, but they've been surprising some people. So this should be a fun matchup. Broncos versus the Patriots. I'm taking the Patriots. Assuming this game plays, who knows? They had another positive test, I think, reported yesterday. They closed down their facility. They're still scheduled to play the game on Sunday, barring any more positive tests, but we'll just have to see how that one plays out. Lions versus the Jaguars. I'm taking the Lions. I'm taking the Titans, especially the way they steamrolled the Bills last week. They're a hot team. Washington versus the Giants. I'm picking Washington. It's the first time I picked them to win at all this season. I was hoping that they would start Alex Smith. It sounds like they're going to be kicking off the game with Kyle Allen, and maybe he'll be able to do enough to help them win. But if he struggles a little bit, maybe they'll go to Smith, and he'll get his first win back in his second game in the NFL. Ravens versus the Eagles. Taking the Ravens. Jets versus the Dolphins. Taking the Dolphins. The way Fitzpatrick's playing, toss of a coin, you don't know which one's going to show up. But while he's hot, might as well ride him. Packers versus the Bucks, taking the Packers here. Rams versus the Niners, taking the Rams. Chiefs versus Bills, I'm going to take the Chiefs. And Cardinals versus Cowboys, I'm going to take the Cardinals. No offense to Dalton and making his first start with Dallas. I just think the Cardinals are a little bit better of a team, and I think the Cowboys' offense is going to struggle a bit. And the way that defense plays, they can't afford to have the offense struggle. So that about covers it for this week's House Report. As always, I hope my picks go better this week than they did last week. Check back in my video as the games progress just to see how good or bad I am doing. And remember, you win some and you'll lose some. But the house always wins.